Bam. Is that working? Yeah. All right. So I've been doing EconCon, and that's why I look a bit like a zombie right now. Like honestly, this was day 8,
Yeah.
and we
I
have.
know. Like I was so surprised that you like reached out to talk to me even. I'm like, are you even alive? Are you even when are you sleeping?
Dude, no, it gets to like usually like 8 or 9 p.m. and I'm like, okay, I'm done with the stuff. I feel like what am I trying to say? This is going to happen a lot, by the way. I'm like, bleh. uh, a task expands to the time you give it. And so recently I've been staying up like really late doing EconCon stuff. But just today at like 5 p.m., I was like, you know what? I'm just going to give myself to like 7 and
That's
that's
it.
yeah. And so magically, of
Yeah.
course, everything that I need to
Good
do
for
is
you.
done. So I thought, right, I'm going to do some stuff on
Exactly.
my own brand now and like my own stuff that I want to do. And I want to talk to you. And I was like, man, I'm just going to do it. And here we are.
Yeah, just do it. Love it.
Yeah. So I forget what we were talking about. Actually, if anyone, I should probably just introduce you because people know me because this will be on my timeline. And maybe it'll be in your group or something as well. So maybe we should introduce me. But
It definitely will be.
okay, so let's do this. I'm Beck Power, and I do lots of things online. As I tell my relatives, I sell things on the internet.
Many things.
Yeah. Um, and
Perfect.
yeah, and you're Taylor Lane.
That's me.
uh, so
Yeah.
introduce
Yeah.
yourself. Yeah.
So I run Remote Like Me, and I've known Beck for a while. And she actually helped me get started on this journey. So I always talk about her as my big idol. So cool to be here talking about some stuff.
I love it whenever you mention me. I'm like, yes, Taylor Lane tagged you. I'm like, what is it? It's so fun. I'm so proud and like happy.
Fangirling.
Yeah, I love it so much. I was so glad that happened. You're like my success story out of that event. There's a few people who did some stuff, but you really,
Yeah.
really nailed it. Very cool.
Yeah. It was cool. I can't believe that you like put all that stuff on for free. Like I believe in doing all the time too. And you know what? If it's the right time and the right place for one person, they will run with it. It's awesome.
It's so cool. Like it's totally worth it. Like even if you were the only one, which I don't know, I don't think you are, but like even if you were, totally worth it. I'm so happy.
Yeah,
Um,
100%.
so like I still going. So I had been thinking about like Remote Like Me and wanted to catch up with you about it. Um, and I was in IKEA the other day, I guess the other day-ish when I was in Bangkok,
Yeah.
and now I'm in the States. But
Yeah.
yeah, and I like messaged you and we were doing some voice messaging. I forget where we ended that conversation actually, but I remember
We
thinking like,
ended it we ended it with like systemizing and how to like make your business more of like an automated process instead of being in it all the time and having that like limit to what you can achieve.
mm-hmm.
And since we've had that conversation, that's been like my mission.
That's awesome. Have you done anything? Have you made any changes yet?
Yeah, so I've been working on like my customer paths. So like how they come in and then what they're actually feeling and then matching that to their path and where I want them to end up, where I want to upsell them, which before I was doing no upsells because like I said, I've just been kind of building this thing out of my brain. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so I'm finally getting like really strategic about that. And uh, I love systems. I'm like such a geek.
That's really cool. And the cool thing is about that you can just keep on iterating and reiterating, like giving new
Yeah.
versions and everything all the time. And that's cool because you started a while back. It was in February or something when you started, and you're still just like,
Yeah.
Making changes all the time and improving it for your people. I love it. Um, so
Exactly.
at that time when we were talking, I was thinking about the software platforms that you were using, because it
Mm-hmm.
sounded a little bit like it was crazy. But you have, I guess, and for anyone listening who doesn't know what you do you want to explain that really quick?
Yeah, sure. I guess that would give a little bit of context to
Mm-hmm.
everything we're about to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I run a membership site and I help people find remote jobs, and then I help them land those remote jobs with more personalized coaching and courses.
Yeah, sweet. So I actually just got this kick-ass project manager who's helping me do loads of stuff. And I run Nomadfly, as you know, and I'm working on a digital nomad brand, my own brand, Back Power, got a vlog and stuff like that.
Sweet.
So she's helping me like organize all that stuff. And she mentioned to me this morning, like, what about, having different tiers of memberships and stuff? And I was like, man, Taylor does that. I need to ask her about it. And so, yeah, I wanted to know like how you got traffic, first of all, to start all that stuff, and like how your tiers work, how those different levels work.
Yeah. So I would love to talk about the tiers first. Is that all right?
Go for it.
So what happened was you in the 5-day launch challenge where you taught us all how to launch a business idea in 5 days, you had said that the product doesn't have to be an info product that, is a one-time buy. It can be a service or a membership. And I was just like, I'm going with the membership. I did nothing. I just was like, I'm following what you say. And I'm just like, membership, that sounds great. And you had mentioned, that you can do like different prices, an upper level. And so I was thinking about my customer and what they need. And so on my basic level, someone just needs to find the remote jobs, right? They're not interested in my coaching on how to get them, but they don't want to search the internet for them. They're finding scams and crap, and it's taking way too much time. So I help them with that. And then my middle person is kind of the person who wants a little bit more help, but they probably don't want to have conversations with me one-on-one. They're not committed. They want to see what's out there, but they have zero idea about what a resume should look like in the remote workforce, and they need a little bit of extra help on those things. And then my VIP top level is someone who's like committed, has a goal, a deadline when they want to get that job. And then obviously they want to like work with me with that personalized help, make over their resume, work on their interview process, practice, all that kind of stuff. It's really involved. That's my top tier. So that's how I came up with them, is just thinking about like literally what's the top of what I could offer or what I'm willing to offer. And then what's like the bottom scraper.
That's super cool. It sounds like you came at it from an angle of actually like, what would people like, what are the problems that you can solve? Like when you were saying that, I was just imagining people like arriving at your website or whatever and just having these problems, and you anticipated those and created a solution for that.
Well, you taught me that because you said that we don't need to have like this whole big business idea. Just pick one problem and one solution and you can sell it to people. And that's what I went with. And to be honest, not a lot of people know this, but I used to do this for free. I did it for free for 1 month. And so literally I had a landing page. I guess this goes into how I got traffic in the first place. I had a landing page that brought people to a subscribe for free, and I will send you 20 remote jobs a week that aren't just found on remote job boards and all that crap. So I got like 300 people on my list that way. And after 4 weeks, like people were like, oh, I got this job. And I was like, hey, yeah, like, maybe I could actually like sell this. And so it was the perfect timing. You did the free challenge, like teaching me how to do a 5-day launch. I said, I'm going for it. I set up the Facebook group only for the 5-day challenge. And that has been my biggest, like the base of my business is that Facebook group. So now I continue to do challenges all the time.
Dude, that Facebook group is rocking. I was in there the other day and I tagged you in that thing. I was like, holy crap. It's like 3 per 1,000 people or something?
Yeah.
That's incredible. I literally did not expect that because you haven't been doing it that long. But there was all these people that I knew in there that I hadn't like invited in there. They just found you, and it's that was very impressive. You have more people in your group than I do. Since even at the time when I did that challenge. That's amazing. I'm very proud.
Yeah, it's like an email list, and honestly, it probably converts higher than my email list.
That is cool. It was very active in there too. That's an achievement for sure. So what happens?
And you know what's crazy?
What?
I was thinking about, I don't have any group rules, and everybody has like this big banner, like read the group rules, no bullshit. And it's like, I don't even have group rules. Like, I set the tone. Well, hey, honestly, you run a more entrepreneurship one, and that's going to be like going to have to guard that no link zone. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I think so many people are into like how to run the community, how to make sure people aren't taking advantage of you and all that stuff. And if you just set the tone of what the community is about, and you're just in there a couple times a day and like making sure that it stays on track, and you don't let the topic steer off track. I only talk about remote jobs, no entrepreneurship, no business. I would love to talk about that stuff, but that's not my page. So honestly, it's been like super easy, and I don't think running a Facebook community is hard at all.
That's impressive. Maybe we should do a whole other chat about how to run those, because that's something that you could probably teach me.
Oh, we totally should.
Although, to be honest, right now, during EconCon, we are all like banned from Facebooking. So we can't even post in our own groups for the duration of EconCon. And I think Saturday morning I can go back in and post. So we've been like having to post on the page and then having other people share it. It's been rough, man. I'm telling you. Yeah. So yeah, my groups are, I have like texted my friend just to be like, can you say hi to everyone in the group and tell them I missed them?
Yeah. But you know what you do right in your group is you ask questions. And instead of like people hopping in groups or creating groups to tell people stuff, you have to start with questions.
I think so too.
You already do that right.
Thanks. So what happens when people find a job after you've trained them, they've done really great, and they find it? Do you still have them on some sort of subscription?
Yeah. So actually, I have like dove deep into the whole membership model and followed a lot of podcasts and, have a lot of idols, and they all say the same thing. It's like this, I don't know, weird, like, I don't know, chant that they all say, or I think it is, but it's that people come for the content and they stay for the community. And I find that to be so true, thank God, because there is a lot of success in our group. But honestly, I found that once that first door gets open of a remote job, the person expands their mind and they're like, maybe I could do some freelance projects on the side, or maybe I want to start my own business because now I have this digital experience. And so I find that just having them in the group is even better once they land that remote job. So they stay.
That's amazing. And so have they been at that point, have they been paying the same amount every month, or is there an initial cost for them? Or they just keep paying the same payments that they were paying before?
Yeah, they just keep the same, or they become my one-on-one clients because the program doesn't necessarily fit them anymore. So then they go to coaching with me one-on-one so I can provide something better for them, like freelancing, or that they want to pivot completely and have another remote job, whatever it may be. So
that's really cool. So you don't have, there's no upfront, it's just people start paying the monthly fee for whichever level they're at. I'm like, trying to figure out how to. And then they can
upgrade, they can move around.
And you've got how many people in each of those tiers right now?
So first I started with a yearly membership because I was just honestly trying to see if people would pay. And that was really popular because it was amazing content for such little money. So I have about like 70 of those members from the yearly, and then I have like 5 or 6 monthly in the highest, and then I have only a couple in the middle, which I do want to talk about, and then in the bottom rung I probably have like 25 monthly now.
25 monthly in the bottom. Okay. And do you talk to them at like when they join? I'm just, because people listening, or I mean me, I'm interested in like how much maintenance this takes. Like once they're on there, you're in the group. Is it just the Facebook group that, and first of all, do you have like a welcome call with them or something? And secondly, is it just the Facebook group, or is there a whole other like blog forum platform thing that you use?
Yeah, there is. There's a whole world. So that's a good point. Basically, with my membership site, and not talking about coaching or courses, let's just stick with the membership site. You want it to be where you can run it without so much effort and energy, but your highest tier, if you're going to offer that, you have to show up. Physically a couple times a week. So I try to automate everything that I can. So if you're just talking about the lowest group, it's called the weekly roundup membership, and they just get the weekly roundup. That's it. So when they sign up, they get a welcome email. This is how you use the membership. Basically, you get a newsletter every Monday night, and let me know if you're liking it, blah, blah, blah. You can use the free Facebook group that we have that everyone's in to communicate and, whatever. The middle group, I give obviously the weekly roundup as well, but I also give them a fortnightly video training. And it's on a topic of usually my choice or what people have been talking about in the free community. Like they've been having a lot of questions about negotiating your salary. So I will actually make that the topic of my 5-minute training video, let's say. And so, I just publish that fortnightly. And then the top tier is that training video then turns into a group Zoom call. So whatever that topic is, I get them all my VIPs on a group call, and I just we talk about their concerns and how they feel about it. And that's like the more personal edge to the VIP group.
Cool. Yeah, I think you mentioned those before. I was just writing those down.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So in the VIP group, I also give them a free resume makeover, because that's something I sell as just an a la carte product of mine. And it's nice to throw something in there like that for your higher paying members, because they're paying $60 a month. Nice to give them something right at the beginning that's a little freebie for being in the higher group.
And you don't have to answer this, but what is your churn rate? Like the people who stay in the group even after they found a job, would they still pay $60 a month, or would they go down to like a?
Yes. Yep. Mm-hmm. So, and honestly, some of them are in that group, and then they also pay me for a one-on-one coaching session, which is $600. So it's whatever they need. And also, I'm trying to, I don't know. I am obviously still moving my business forward. So constantly I'm asking the members what they want, like if they want to change anything. And I just straight up email them, or I literally just message them on Facebook, like some of my more engaged ones. And I just ask them. So there was something I was doing before that wasn't really adding any value to the VIP group. And then I switched it to these every other week Zoom calls about the video training that they already saw that's exclusive to them. And now the group is a lot more engaged and they love it. So I just keep molding what I'm doing.
And you just have the one Facebook group. So do they have anywhere else to talk about their second tier or something, or the top one?
Yeah, sorry. So the VIP group has our own little exclusive Facebook group.
Okay. All right, cool. I guess you could
just the highest one. Everybody else just goes in the big group.
Okay.
I had a Facebook group for each one. Stupid. Mindless work for me. Mm-hmm. The people that are not buying your higher product, they're not going to be as engaged. They're kind of trying to do this on standby, which is fine. That's why they bought that. Mm-hmm. And trying to make them engage was like getting blood out of a rock. It was so horrible. I felt like such a failure because no one would post in there. Mm-hmm. But the VIP group, with only a couple, we have 17 people, is blazing, obviously, because they're paying for it. Mm-hmm. So I was thinking actually about killing my middle tier. In the middle of this year, I was like, this group is just, they're just not engaged. And the only reason they got the middle product is probably because they saw a high price and a low price and they chose the middle one and, all this stuff. And then my business coach was like, is it costing you any extra time and energy to run the middle group? And I said, no. They get the weekly roundup membership like the lower one does, and they get the training video from the higher group, but they just don't get the group call. And I'm like, why would I kill that if it's making money?
Yeah,
and
exactly.
You know what? If you can get your memberships to a place like that, you're not going to love every single thing you offer. So I just keep it running.
I love it. This is great. I'm literally gonna, after this call, like in my head, I'm just planning it out. Like, okay, what tiers could I have, and who can I ask about like what they want? I'm planning this like. I'm trying to figure out how best to do this. I want to merge Nomad Fly into this whole like Nomad brand called Nomad Me, and just mix, kind of go along with the theme of Six-Figure Digital Nomad and mix in like a ClickFunnels funnel system where you can literally just, if you're like, oh, I really love MMA or something, and you just plug everything into the funnel, and I would tell you exactly where to do it and walk through the videos of where to plug it and then how to get traffic to it and, all that kind of stuff, in addition to, travel kind of Nomad Fly related stuff as well. And I want to figure out, like, I want to do a subscription, but I need to be careful because, I know people who've had subscriptions and they're like in there all the time, constantly, and they have to do all these challenges all the time and I'm like, oh, I travel a lot. I'm very, very busy. I can absolutely outsource it, etc. But I would like to be, if I'm the face of that brand, I want to be a part of that. So I have to be careful with how I layer those out, I guess. So I'm just kind of going through some thoughts. But how, like, I wanted to ask you how I can help you take Remote Like Me to the next level. Do you have any thoughts?
That's a very good question. I have a lot of thoughts. Today was crazy because I was trying to be super productive and do this thing that required like some techie things. And usually I'm all into that. But for some reason, I just kept like needing to write down like all these ideas that were coming to my brain. And I was like, this computer and me are just not going to do it today. So I just spent like the whole day just jotting down, like just like eating things and then jotting down ideas that I had.
I hear you.
And I came up with the most bomb ideas. Oh my God. It was nuts. And now I'm like, what the hell am I going to do with these ideas? So this is what I want to do. And I need to partner with someone because it needs to be like on the next level. It needs to be automated, so it's not a lot of work for us, and it needs to have like a super big reach because it's so necessary, and I can't believe that I haven't thought of it before.
I love ideas like that.
Basically, yes. So basically, I love obviously what I do in the sense that it solves an issue, but I love the segment of my audience that's like young, wanting to break into an industry that they don't have experience in. Maybe they even studied it, but they never actually had a job in it yet. And they can't get it because they need, some experience in it. And then the person who has, done one path, hated it, and then said, you know what, screw it, I'm going to be an SEO manager, but has no experience, right? So basically, the reason why I think I've had so much success is because I'm building a loyal following and a brand based on me. And when people need specific help for like becoming, let's say, a community manager. So that's like a hot remote job title nowadays because it's like a little bit of social media, a little bit of customer support, and like managing like brand, awareness. Let's just say that you have zero expertise in that area. And I'm teaching you how to find the job, how to do your resume, how to interview. But guess what? You still can't, there's a limit to that. Like you have to have some kind of experience. So I'm always giving tips on this. Yes, exactly. And I'm giving tips on this. Like you need to approach an entrepreneur and ask to run their you know, Twitter chats every Wednesday or something, and run it for them and get like entrepreneur kind of spirit in you and make it happen, because no one's just going to give you that job that gives you that year of experience that you need, right?
Yeah.
So this is what I'm going to do, or this is what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to compile a list of like what people want in their job titles. So I don't know, some big ones: social media marketing, VA, some SEO, some copywriting, community manager. I don't know, maybe even some tech ones we can do if we get the right people. But each month is going to be a different job title, and you can literally buy the bundle. And it's not going to be a course, not going to be crap. It's going to be a bundle of like worksheets to go through, groups that you need to be a part of, Slacks you can join, YouTube channels that you need to subscribe to, like assignments of like getting to know customer service lingo through watching Support Ops YouTube channel. Like all the stuff that I know in my head will give you that like flash experience, and then have a panel of experts that already, that either, you know, they hire these people or they are one, and have like a question and answer session with them. And it's like only for that month you get, you know, whatever you paid for. So I want to be a community manager. So this is the community manager bundle, and this is when you buy it. We can drive it with Facebook ads, like really high targeted. And yeah, that's what I want to do.
I love it. I think it's a great idea. I can think of a couple of similar things that exist, and that's exactly, I mean, not that, but I've been pondering all day a little bit of something similar to that, because there are like Location Indie with I forget their names. Those guys, and Sean Ogle has like Location 180, which was pretty similar to that kind of.
And then I know like Roaming Income as well.
Roaming Income. And so,
but, and the thing is that I don't want, this is what I want to do, is I don't want people to say, well, I have this problem and I need to find someone else to do it. I want it to be my brand and partnering with other people and saying, you don't have to go outside the brand to get it done. You don't have to search. Basically, you can just have it all from someone you're already familiar with. And I'm kind of facilitating as, you know, experts are coming in, and get that fast track to the experience that you need, no matter what your resume looks like and no matter what great remote job you find.
Yeah, because those kinds of experiences, you know, running a Twitter QA or like, you know, managing a Facebook group or things, just small things, for a lot of people, they have zero confidence. And you were saying like the entrepreneur spirit. I really think that it's so much about confidence, and so many people, and I'm going to say especially so many women, don't have that.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't know why. I have felt it myself. I can't explain it, but it's just one of those things that we're like, I don't know if I'm qualified, or like, I don't have any experience. Like, one of the things that
doesn't matter. Yeah, go get it. I always say that.
Exactly. Yeah. One of the things that I have become a lot better at is thinking that and then going, that's dumb, and then doing the thing anyway, you know? And so that's something that I've gotten to be pretty passionate about this year. And I think I'll do some more work on that stuff, you know, especially, you know, money mindset, which is something I've been talking about a lot. And, like entrepreneurial, confidence, I guess. Yeah, just like that thing of Richard Branson's quote: if someone asks you to do something, say yes, and then figure out how to do it later. Right on the money.
And figure it out later.
Yeah, you're great at that.
And you know what it is too? It's like, yeah, absolutely. And you know what it is? It's like I'm just comfortable with failing, and trying not to fail feels better than being like, okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to, you know, like you said, I'm going to email 5 people and give them 10 ideas on how I can improve their business right now, and, you know, see what they say, instead of, no, they'd rather put their tail between their legs and run the other way and say, well, I didn't have the experience.
It's true. You know, there's always going to be excuses. And I think at the end of the day, you either choose to go with your excuses or you choose to like push through them and do something. And that's, you know, crazy to think about. And we've all done it as well. I've done that many times when I was, back in the days. And is that your dog?
That is my dog.
Like, at least it's not someone else's dog. It sounds quite close.
She's like this big.
Oh wow, she has a big bark. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So I just want to, and potentially maybe that could be one of the topics of your things. Get this physical experience, and here's some stuff to read on. Like I want to make a book list. I haven't made it yet,
right.
But on ways to think, books to read to build up that confidence, entrepreneurial spirit, as you call it.
Yeah, and it's like a muscle. Like, people just don't even know like how much you have to train your mind to talk to yourself like that. It's truly crazy, and it's easier for some people and it's wicked hard for some other people. But taking it into your own hands and like training yourself to rethink that way, like literally I talk to my clients all the time. We read a job description together, and I like make them tell me what feelings are coming up. And as soon as we get to the qualification section, it's like, ooh, it's like, come on, you know what you're worth. And honestly, like sometimes it just takes like me telling them, like, and I get really feisty with them, and I'm like, you stop it.
Good.
That's ridiculous.
I love it.
Rewire it.
That's the kind of shit this world needs more of. What were we just saying? And no, it's gone. I had a thought. It will come back randomly, probably at 3 a.m.
It'll come back on the high-speed train.
So what? So you had that idea. What other ideas have you had? Obviously that's a big one to build up the business.
Yeah. So I was talking to one of my former clients, actually. She's kind of dabbling in VA business, getting her clients built up and stuff. She just had a baby, so she's like wicked motivated to not go back to the office. And so we were chatting, and she was asking me some questions like, there's not really any consultants like helping businesses go remote and like keep their team and not outsource. And like coming at it from the flip side, I don't think I would want to do that. I'm not really a business operations person, but we are going to have a chat tomorrow on that idea. And oh my God, I was like, wow, like just the realization that this remote workforce is not going anywhere. And people in the digital nomad space are like, it's been done. It's like, no, it hasn't.
No way.
It's about to blow up. It's really like, it amazes me every single day.
But that's the same with like, if you think about, so many things. If you look at I was reading this stock thing yesterday, which like I'm into investments and stuff lately, but I was watching or reading some graphs from like the 1920s, when something, I can't remember what it was, like cars and stuff were like happening, and then things catch on slowly. And at some point, like, I don't know which way this camera's going, but at some point the graph, it goes like this, and then it catches on and goes whoocha, like that, like really high. And it's the same with television adaptation. It's the same with cryptocurrency right now, and it's the same with nomadism right now. And people always, if you're in the space, you're like, it's too late to get Bitcoin. It's too late to become a digital nomad. Everyone's already doing it. It's too late to start a business online. It's too late to start an online store, like, no, this stuff is just starting. And those kinds of thoughts are what makes opportunities just pass you by, and
go to other people. And that's what makes it skyrocket, because everyone's asleep, thinking that it's like oversaturated, and we're not.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm not telling anyone to buy Bitcoin or anything like that, because whatever, but I've been thinking about that,
I was thinking about it all morning, literally. We have the same brain. I was thinking about Ethereum, like, oh man, I'm going to get going on that.
Yeah. It's, I listened to James Altucher. I don't know if you follow him at all. You got to follow him. It's really cool. The group is called Choose Yourself. It's amazing. You'll love it. You should read the book, Choose Yourself. Put it on your list.
Nice.
And
nice.
I just joined his, like, it's like $100 for 2 years or something. Like he has just a newsletter thing, and he writes for it and stuff. And he's a big investor in like New York, whatever. And he was talking about cryptocurrency, and I've been reading a lot about it lately. And I suppose that's not really something for this conversation, but maybe we could have another conversation about it if you're interested in that kind of thing at some point.
Yeah, but I don't know. I was telling my dad, I was in the car with him, and I'm like, we started talking about stocks, and then I just told him, I said, do you know that in the last decade we've invented a new type of money? And he was like, no, what do you mean? And I was like, cryptocurrency. It's like another form of currency. Like, we literally invented a value. Like, it just, oh my God, it just blows my mind. Like, yeah, there's no limit to the digital world. It's I really hope people like get that like it's crazy.
I was watching one of James's videos last night, and he was saying that it was really interesting comparison from like through history, all these different examples. If you take medicine so he's saying like there was how do you call it? A theistic view of things, like back in the day with medicine, you just pray and hope, that you just pray and hope that the gods would cure you or cure your family or whatever was happening. You just pray. And then there's like humanistic, which is, people came in and they started like doing the thing where they would bleed your arm and hope all the disease would fall out or whatever it was. And now we have more dataism, which is, there's now robots in hospitals and whatnot, and you can plug you can test your blood and things in the data, whatever. So, and that happens across tons of different wars, currencies, lots of different things. I found it very, very fascinating that we've evolved like that. And when you can see it across all these different verticals, you're like, that's true. And like that,
you're like, it's happening.
If you look across all of them, cryptocurrency is dataism come to currency. Because in the olden days, you would just like, I don't know, they're relying on God for lots of gods for lots of different things. When you got rich, it would be like a blessing from the gods or whatever. And then we invented actual currencies, and that humans invented currencies. And now Bitcoin is completely data driven. You don't need a human to process a transaction. The computers do all of it. Anyway, I'm getting a bit nerdy here. So that's what I was reading lately. Totally off the total digression. Anyway, it's been a long day, and when
you
I
just
get
like did a body
something,
shake, like shake the nerd off.
Yeah. So anyway, back to the original point was that I want to help you take Remote Like Me to the next level. So whatever I can do to help facilitate the next steps, I'm down. I don't know what that is. Potentially I could lend a hand with platforms or just some like ideas or things like that.
Yeah. I think I'm about to make the move to ClickFunnels because I have some different platforms going right now, and they're integrated and everything. But I think just for a more seamless checkout process and stuff like that, I would probably like to make the jump to ClickFunnels. So you can definitely help me on that one.
It's very fun. There are some shortcomings to it, but it's definitely like I pay $400 a month for ClickFunnels. I'm on like the top thing, and I pay a guy $100 a month just to like fix the issues that come up if there's something's not working or I can't figure something out or I just don't have time. I'm like, can you just deal with it? Like, I don't know, email stuff or just random technical things. Cause I don't know if you know about me, I'm not that technical. And as shown by all the errors that have been, things that have been going wrong in EcomCon, I'm running a lot of like the links and like the emails and the website stuff. And I'm just like, all day. I'm like, so that's why I have that guy to help me out. But yeah, getting started with ClickFunnels is pretty easy. And then I was thinking about Remote Like Me. I want to integrate it somehow into my new Nomad Me brand. But man, I'm pretty good at thinking of like ways to do stuff and like fairly decisive about that. But there's just too many ideas and too many things, which is why I've got my new project manager
too many things
on the case because she's like texting me today. She's like, there's no favicon in this thing. And I'm like, I didn't even remember that favicons existed. Okay, here, like, geez.
Yeah.
All the, the small things you just don't really want to deal with.
Yeah.
Pretty sure
Yeah.
that's not
No,
a
but
deal
I think
breaker.
that like what you're like focusing on is how to develop that brand, and like that's exactly what I am. I'm more of a brand than anything, and the actual way that I deliver this to the client like will always be, you know, improving and moving, and the ideas will come, but you know, building the actual brand and deciding the direction you want to go with it is the only thing that, you know, you have to kind of set in stone and be solid. So I'm sure the ideas will come, and yeah, I would love to integrate it. Obviously it's relevant. And you know, I always want to continue our relationship because we're like so similar
Yeah.
in personalities. I was also thinking that I really wanted to do a like thing about challenges since you started me with it, and it's literally been the bloodline of every single mini launch that I do, and how to do them properly and how to make them exciting and not too much and not too boring, and how people can literally build a business from scratch, like obviously right here, Facebook group and a Shopify page, when I did your challenge. So I was thinking about, I don't know, maybe like running something or doing a video or I don't know, something for business people who don't have a Facebook group yet or don't have an idea how to launch. And the challenge is definitely the answer to like just getting started and figuring out later. You did such a good job with it teaching me, and now I'm really passionate about it. Like everyone who's like, how can I just get a business like off the ground even if I don't have it figured out yet? Like I just kind of want to start, and I'm like, challenge. You won't get a different answer from me.
That's cool. Yeah, I've got to think about and actually two things. I've got to think about how I'm going to launch this new ClickFunnels thing that I'm doing, because that is how I make a lot of my money now, and it's very exciting because it doesn't require a lot of, you know, if I give you the funnel and then give you videos of how to plug your information in, all you have to do is choose a topic and record some videos. You know, it's like
right,
easy, and then start posting in a few groups, get a bit of traffic. You know how it is. So that could be done with a challenge too. Yep. What about if we got a bunch of people who are all in this space, like you, me, and maybe like maybe Hannah. You know Hannah Dixon?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like she does the VA stuff, and just like gave a massive group of people an opportunity to choose what would suit them. Which, because some people, and there's probably fewer of them like me, you know, in terms of just willing to, you know, and like you as well, in terms of just willing to get their own business started and like just get out there and maybe lose a bit of money doing it if you have to, or maybe look like an idiot for a bit or have a failed thing and then just keep on trying, you know. It's not that many people like that, but I would like to collect all of those people because those are my peeps, you know. So I'm like,
put them in a jar.
Yeah,
put them
exactly. Carry them around in my suitcase. So yeah, and then there's other, you know, obviously other people are suited to different things. Some people just love being virtual assistants. They're very organized. I am suited to probably having a virtual assistant much more than being one. You know, that's just how it is for me. Yeah. But there's different personality types. So maybe if we got a group of people together and did some sort of we can think about it like an event or a Q&A panel thing or something like that.
Yeah, because there are people that's kind of the person that I cater to, is the person who doesn't want to run their own business and or at the moment doesn't, and kind of wants to get into the digital world and just like see what's up and have a steady paycheck. And I'm not talking to mostly freelancers. I'm talking to people who are like, 40 hours benefits from my home in my pajamas or, you know, traveling, but steady. And I get that. Like I was there. That's why I got my remote job. And then that's how I, like, after a year transitioned into this. It's not going to be like, I'm an entrepreneur, let's do it.
No.
Right from the get-go. So I think that's kind of maybe why my whole thing is like really succeeding, because it's reaching that person who doesn't want to learn about affiliate marketing, who doesn't want to learn about e-commerce, who doesn't want to learn about, you know, whatever, like being a freelancer, being a travel blogger, like whatever. They want a job, and like that's
such
so
a good,
okay. Like be your job person.
And, you know, I love that about what you do. It's exactly, can be defined easily. That's it. You know, like I've always found it hard to get my ideal customer like that, and for various reasons. But that's something that I'm very impressed by, that you've just found a kind of person, and they're either that or not, and you're not offended when one's not, you know, just like, okay, that's fine. And then all the good ones, or all the right ones, like end up in your funnel or in your group or whatever. It's cool. So yeah, we should do some sort of at this point right now, I'm like QA panel or something where there's like 4 or 5 of us all doing these different things, and the person would have to go, oh, these are the kinds of jobs that are available for me to do. Which one do I want to do? Because I'll take that training, and then, you know, we'll kind of attract our tribe into our various groups.
Yeah, that would be super cool. I'm down for any panels. I love it. And I love like our little digital like family tree. Like I know everybody. I'm like, Hannah's like kind of your cousin. Like that's how I know her, because I know you, and like I know Jenny, and I know Esther, and I know this person, that person. And it's so funny because I don't know, it just keeps like branching out. But I love talking about people like with their first names and stuff, and you're like, oh, you know, Beck, like it's so funny.
It is. I feel like sometimes these kind of groups, who was I talking to? I think it was an ecom thing, and around ecom con time. They're a little bit incestuous, and sometimes that's awesome because like what you're saying, it's hilarious and fun. But at other times, you know, when you want to grow your audience or whatever, and you're just posting in the same 4 groups, it's like,
right.
So I'm interested in finding not just other Facebook groups, because that really is only one thing, but like maybe expanding out into Facebook ads a little bit more, and not just targeting the people that I already know are famous for whatever, you know, like, or whatever groups.
Yeah.
But I recently
that's why it would be cool to do something where we're sharing the profits and the audience, and we're cross like pollinating. You know what I mean? Like you know, I'm like dipping into like e-commerce and entrepreneur people by what we're targeting with your normal audience, and you're dipping into, you know, my audience and her, you know, cross pollination. Is that how you say it? Bees. That's what I'm trying to say.
Bees. It's all about the bees. So that sounds cool. Like I've got some ideas formulating here, kind of a virtual summit sort of a thing, but like a panel, and across different.
But also like a training in a way.
Yes. Yeah. So maybe
like a university, because they get to choose.
Yeah, maybe a masterclass, like
yeah,
everyone gets an hour, and there's like 4 or 5 hours long. It's quite long, but then people could buy it.
Or it's over a week, and they just show up for the day that they want.
I'll be pretty sad though, because there's going to be less people like me, and there's going to be like 4 people that turn up on my day, and it'll be like you and Hannah. No, that's true. That's true.
I don't know that.
I definitely have got, how do you call it? Yeah, I definitely have the word has escaped me. But I worry that people, like, I don't want to charge a little amount anymore. I'm not interested in charging like $50 or $100 for things, really. Like, I want to charge $1,000 for things and then deliver like over $1,000's worth of value. Like, if someone paid me $1,000 right now, I can give you my funnel, show you exactly what to do with it, show you how to drive traffic to it, and suddenly you make $1,000 in the first, you know, week or two. It's like, okay, you know, that's what I'm talking about. But a lot of the people that I've talked to are unwilling to spend that much on, like, they're not sure because of that confidence issue that we were talking about before.
Yeah.
So it's really.
But what if we did like a small, like very personal, I don't know, what if we did more like I don't know, the word study group came to my mind, but not study group, but instead
Bible
of like
study. Yeah.
this kind of class,
Mm-hmm.
like this kind of class where maybe it would be a higher price point and it would be application. That's also an idea.
Could be. Like, there's a few different models. I actually do like the idea of like a masterclass thing, or I don't know about every day. We could ask people what they would like. Why don't we make a poll?
Yeah. Hey, that's always a good place to start.
We're like, here's what
we
they
could have
want.
had an answer like 5 minutes ago.
I know, it's true.
Okay, but do you see how quickly we realized what we were doing? Like 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Some people take 3 years to do that. Mm-hmm. I've literally heard of companies
like,
taking.
I've never asked a single person, and I still haven't. Like, I literally watch people build a business behind closed doors for like 12 months on this idea that they had, this non-validated idea. And I'm like,
it's amazing.
First of all, you could have been making money while you're validating this
the whole
crap.
Time. Exactly. Yeah, I guess maybe what I'll do.
Yeah, we should just ask people.
We should ask people. There's a few, what I might do anyways is get 3 people to do my funnel and see if I can get them making money. You said you worked for free for that first month. I technically haven't done the funnel thing yet. It's just an idea, but it's worked so well for me that I'm like, I kind of just want to show people how to do it. So maybe
exactly. And like the thing that happened with that first free month, it was 4 weekly roundups, and like I just over delivered and made sure it was quality, made sure there was nothing like it out there in the space, which there's not. It's all digital and crawling websites and coming up with crap results, whereas I'm using my search strategies and my networks to bring in jobs that you won't see. And so that worked really well. And those people, even if they didn't turn into my buying customer the very next week when I started charging money, they just talked about me everywhere. Like they were like little worker bees, like, you need to sign up for this, you need to be in this space, and so like it was totally worth the free 4 weeks of doing that. I mean, come on.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like you put
and it validated my idea.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'll do. It's sometimes good just to like, I find, and I haven't talked to anyone about my stuff for like quite a long time now, like at least a month or two, because I've been working on e-commerce stuff.
Yeah, because you've been so focused on this. Yeah.
But it's interesting that all this stuff's been bouncing around inside my head, and then as I like kind of vomit it out to you, thank you, it begins to take more of a shape and become like, oh, actually that's a terrible idea. I just said it out loud. Or like, oh, what about this? I hadn't thought of that before. I definitely, here's an idea that I just had. Like, what if I run a competition? Because, I had quite a bit of popularity after that post that I did in that one group. To like, to work with me and get a free funnel, and I'll help you for 1 month to do all the stuff, and 3 people can win. And you get all the training in the funnel and everything, and maybe you can replace your whole income in that time.
Okay, and then what's after that?
Then I get to use them as case. Yeah, then I get to use them as case studies. My funnel's complete. I know all the issues that they will have going through it, can solve all of them, and launch it out to like a proper group.
And you use it for social attention.
Exactly.
Competitions are always good.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got a few of those kind of competition-y things planned out because people like winning stuff. And oftentimes, if you don't have the cash and you want to put in the effort, these people would have to put in, I'd get a high, I feel like maybe if they'd like to apply and stuff, I'd get like a pretty high caliber of person because I could choose them.
Yeah.
Maybe I just sound really douchey right now. I don't know. That was an idea.
No, but like you should use your status, like when you have status, you should use it and not just say like, oh, well, I don't want to like use my status or anything, but let's do a competition to like get work from me. Like, hello, use it. I think
Oh yeah,
that would, you know, like social attention is like even a cryptocurrency, like use it.
yeah. I'd be able to potentially change the three people's, you know, incomes completely in that time, in that month.
Yeah.
I wonder when I can do that. Everything's such a time warp. I'm like, when have I got a month? I'm like, okay, I don't have a month. Maybe I could do it in like a week. Oh.
Okay, but this is going to go really meta in a second because I'm thinking you should, since you have your video guy, right?
Yeah.
You have him or her, whoever it is.
Yeah.
I like them, by the way, because I like that they like put those bloopers in there. And I liked when the person was in the pool and you were like,
baby needs to take a
break or whatever you said.
The baby was like kicking and we had to keep stopping filming so the baby could swim past. Like... Anyway, yeah.
Get him some damn floaties. No, so yeah, I was just thinking like you should record this as like your own case study of what happens when you launch an idea by giving something for free and like delivering results and using it as a case study. And you should like record that process.
Dude, I love it. That's like something that I'm really into lately is documenting absolutely everything to turn it into something for the next thing. Like we're doing this.
And like you have the video guy, so.
Yeah, like with me and Trev, we did our e-commerce course. Well, first of all, he did a store, right? Made a store, made $1 million on the store. That's kind of a good start. Then we did an e-commerce course on how to do a store. Then, so everyone, like lots of people joined it, obviously. Then we made a course.
Yeah, that was a really big success.
Yeah. Then we did a course on how to do a course. Like, and now we're doing a summit. We're doing a summit about like e-commerce. And now after this, we're going to do a summit like thing, like show people how to do a summit.
Doing a summit. Mm-hmm.
Like documenting our exact, not like how to do it. Like we're not professionals, but here's exactly what we did. You know, and it's been like pretty successful. We have got a lot of awesome relationships with like, you know, really quality speakers and stuff out of it and some cash, which is always good. And like experience, like our brand has grown hugely. We've got, you know, 12 or 15,000 people who had never heard of us before. Bam. Right. And now next year we've got anyway. So the point is document everything. I agree with you. And I think it's an awesome idea. I'm gonna do some writing on that and think more on it. And set dates and stuff like that.
Yeah, and you know what? Also with the oversaturated theme, everyone's always like, so you're gonna do this thing and then you're gonna teach someone else how to do it and take their money. And I'm like, yes. What do you not get?
I love that because people do say that all the time. Oh, you've just done something and now you're trying. Yeah, if you had a chance to make like 50 grand out of a product that like you were just doing that, why would you be like, what are you going to do? Oh no, I don't want to do that. I don't want that 50 grand. Thanks. Because it's this niche is saturated. Thank you. What? Just if people are going to pay for it.
Because someone's going to comment on my thing saying, I can't believe that you're just using us to teach your, like, this is business. So I'm not worried about you.
No one's forcing you to be in this group. Like, it's crazy what people do. Haters is just a whole other, I can't even handle it. Trevor and I are trying to, like, not to get too upset,
not to feed into it,
because sometimes when they hit you right at a moment when you're feeling like a bit, you've just been on like screen or something and you're feeling a bit like, oh man, am I really, that wasn't very good, or like whatever you're thinking, and then someone's like, nah, you're crap, and you're just like, they're
like, oh shit, I am.
I know. Like it's crazy that you know, we only get upset about that stuff because we secretly have thought that about ourselves, you know, and we're like, oh my gosh, I knew it, like, but it's stupid. And if you spend enough time, as you know, pushing that stuff out of your head and like just being like, that's ridiculous, then someone saying that stuff to you doesn't mean anything, as you know. You probably don't have haters.
And you know what,
you're too awesome.
No, you know what, it's not that I have haters, it's that I have people who are like, really? People pay you for that? And I'm like, I don't know, come to my group, try it out. Why are you asking me? They're like, isn't it obvious? Can't you just go online and like do that yourself? And I'm like, try it, Eddie. Like, what's your problem?
That's why those people, Eddie or whatever, hasn't like done a business, hasn't started a business, because you can technically find anything on the internet.
Yeah.
Yet, you know, here we are with successful businesses
And
teaching
like,
people. And people buy stuff not because of the actual information that they could find anywhere. They buy it because Taylor is awesome. You know, they love Taylor.
Yeah, exactly. They buy it because you are the brand and you are the face of what you're teaching, and you actually give a shit about what you're teaching and who buys it. And you're not like guerrilla marketing assistant, like, you know.
You're building a brand around yourself, your personality, and people love it. And I feel like that about a bunch of people online. You know, I'm like, I will buy anything that Gary Vee makes. I want to buy wine from his wine club, and I didn't drink wine. I'm like, I don't care. I want to support Gary. I love Gary.
You don't? Oh my God. That's a sin.
I know.
I loved you until you said that.
I know. I just never got into it. I'm more of a gin. I'm a gin girl. So.
I love my gin too. No, but it's the same thing as like Taylor Swift. Like, you know, she did that insane thing about having to be like a super Taylor Swift customer in order to get a concert ticket.
Really? I didn't even know that.
You have to like rack up points by buying her merch. You have to rack up points by buying her merch. And once you get to a certain level, you can get a concert ticket.
That's amazing. They must have spent a lot of time planning that out.
You can either say that she's like the most ridiculous person on earth, or you can be like, no one's ever done that before. That is freaking amazing.
I love it. I think it's great. Like, people complain about it. People complain about everything.
Yeah, but people are like, so I bought 2 t-shirts and now I can get to the con. I'm like, exactly. You did it because you freaking love Taylor Swift. That's it. You hate you're like, damn, why'd you do this to me? But you have to have it because it's her. Like, people love people. They don't love products.
Exactly. I love it. I'm glad we're on the same page. Okay. So, man, there's like so many action steps for me right now. What are your next action steps after this call?
Tomorrow, first of all, I'm going to sleep after this. Then hopefully, it's always really hard to do. What am I gonna? I'm gonna have to like meditate or something because this is too much. This is like caffeine, like digital caffeine, and I don't know how I'm gonna sleep after this. No, but tomorrow I'm gonna finish out my like all my automating of my like customer path and how I'm gonna do more upsells. I could probably double my income with upsells, and just realizing that is making me like put in the work and make it right, like make it emotional, make it like triggered by, okay, they've been in my group for 2 weeks. What are they feeling? What are they needing? And not having like them get in touch with me to do it. Immediate upsell, like one click, here you go. Or going into a type form and filling out like, I have not applied to any jobs yet, even though I've been in this group for a month. You apply to 0 jobs, you get sent to something else because you need to be engaged in order for me to upsell you. Doing stuff like that. So it's gonna get geeky tomorrow, and I'm gonna love it.
That's super cool. Like, I really like how you have that approach, and I, from talking to you, have realized that I have not had that approach of like, okay, my person's been there for how long? What are they feeling? What do they need? What problem? I'm just like, what product can I make that someone might buy? I'll make this. And, you know, I might ask them, yes, but I never think, I have never thought about it from the point of view of, you know, them, how long they've been in the group, how do they feel when they arrive, what kind of, you know, that's super inspiring.
But this is your strength, and this is like my weakness. My weakness is I've always thought about that, and I always did it on my own. And I would like check in on them haphazardly and like, I don't know, send them like thank you notes when I like felt all mushy inside and like stuff like that. And I would think about the person like, oh shit, I haven't talked to them in a month and I need to see if they got that interview, like blah, blah, blah. And you're like, why don't you have a system? Why don't you automate it? And I'm like, I can think about them in an emotional pathway, but it needs to be automatic. Like, so like 2 strengths come into one, and now I'm going to do it. because you were walking around IKEA messaging me over voice, and it birthed a big idea in my head.
I never found a shelf, man. I was like looking for a shelf the whole time, and I wandered around the same area like 6 times. Then I was like, and I had to go and like go to a different area until I didn't buy one. And it's your fault.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't have a desk now. I have to work on the couch.
Me.
Well, that's good. That's worth it. Okay, so for me, I'm going to plan out how I'm going to launch this next thing, and I'm going to do it with, you know, the person's feelings in mind. It's such a new thing for me. I'm not like an empathetic person. I'm really, I'm like, here's a product, buy it.
Yeah, but you get people's mindsets, and if you can categorize people's mindsets and what stage of the mindset they're at and where you need to lead them in order to sell to them, or where you need to lead them in order to get a referral, or where you need to lead them in order to keep them in your membership group, because that's also an art, then you're golden. You know, you don't need to necessarily empathize with them. I don't empathize with people who are fearful and quit early. Like, I can't relate, but I can fix that issue with a solution, which is buying my so if you get that, so you'll be golden.
Yeah, maybe I should look at, you know, adding some mindset mini courses and stuff in there just to get people on my same level of how I think, because I feel like I just attack people with like no bullshit and they're like, oh, what? Yeah, okay, good thoughts. So
what I did actually in my last challenge was I did an evaluation of your mindset, and I literally did it online. It was very hard. Come up with the questions, the answers, like how if they got, you know, less than a 20, it would categorize them as this. So you had to attribute a certain point value to how they answered a multiple choice. Like what I do when I read something that requires 5 years experience and I only have 4, like how do you react? And then I put them in different groups, and that went into different email groups.
Wow,
so then
that's
I could
intense.
then sell to them in their language. Like what are their pain points and stuff. So
did you use like lead courses
cool.
for that?
I need to do that again.
Yeah.
No, some like free crap thing.
I heard lead quizzes like makes that really easy, so I'm just gonna pay and like deal with that. I want to do that. It's on my list, but
I wouldn't even like know about that. I literally just Googled it one night and decided to put it out. And like, hey, that's how I do things. And now I know that there's like a paid easy thing that I could do, but it doesn't matter because I did it.
This is awesome. So I'm going to write down some thoughts. Is it cool if after I kind of launch this stuff and like maybe come up with some tiers or things like that, can I run that by you and you kind of have a look at, I just want to hear your thoughts. It's so good to hear thoughts from someone who's actually already doing the thing. And I've never had membership tiers or a subscription. So that would be super helpful for me, because otherwise if I do it wrong, and this is fine, like I'm happy to do it wrong and then fix it, but I'd rather not. Everyone will just sign up for 1 month and then they'll leave. And I'm like, So I would really rather, figure that out. It's something that it's a skill, like you said, keeping them in a membership group.
Yep. And also just one quick note on that, you can have, I don't do this because I haven't done it yet, but you can have enrollment open for only a certain amount of time. So if they pause or cancel their membership, they can't just jump back in it the next month. They have to wait 6 months in order to, re-enroll. So like if money's tight for them that month, like too bad, you're going to have to stay in it, or you miss the next 5 months of all the community and all the content because you can't just jump back in. So that's awesome.
Okay, cool. Well,
that helps. I haven't done that yet.
That's super helpful. I'm going to send you a brain dump soon, so you can look forward to that, of the kinds of things that I would put into a membership. And you are probably almost the kind of person who would do it, or who I would want to be in there. So your feedback would be super helpful.
Yeah, absolutely. And I am probably going to send you a bunch of questions.
Please do.
On whatever I want you to answer.
You can send them to me anytime. I'll always answer you, except for the last time I didn't answer. But here we are, so I kind of did. Yeah, I did. I sacrificed my shelf.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, my battery's like running dead, and we have to go to sleep. It's later for you there, isn't it? Like 10:42
Yes,
or something?
hopefully.
All right.
Yes, no, 11:42. But this is
Dang.
if I wasn't doing this, I'd be like writing out more of my like ideas because I don't know, I'm having that day. Like, and
You're on a roll.
I need it to like turn off at some point, maybe. Yeah.
I love it. Okay, so I just got like, okay, how do you go?
Okay.
I will catch you on the flip side. Thank you for having this conversation and letting me record it. Feel free to use. I'll send it to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm just going to check it on my page.
Yeah,
I just
absolutely.
always I want people to see all my thought processes, even the totally retarded ones that happen when I feel like a zombie after EcomCon. The more authentic and transparent, the better, I think.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm 100% with you. And I'm definitely send me like whatever you need to send me on like whatever you need my feedback or just ideas or what platform or whatever. And I'm definitely going to send you some shit when I have my geek day tomorrow.
Yay! All right, I'll catch you soon.
All right, bye. Take care.